Hello again, Rutgers fans. Tom Luicci, along with Rutgers Athletic Director Julie Hermann, and we're here to discuss football homecoming, though not the Wisconsin game that Rutgers plays in 2 weeks, but Julie's homecoming. Rutgers at Nebraska this week. Julie grew up in Nebraska, started at the University of Nebraska. What was the town like that you grew up in?
Grew up in Nebraska City, Nebraska,
City.
home of Arbor Day. Tree City, USA comes out of Nebraska City, Nebraska. So fantastic town to grow up in. It was about 8,000, I think, when I lived there. Now it's down to 6. Maybe it's back up to 8. But amazing, wonderful place to grow up.
You still have family there?
My mother's there, my brother's there, and the whole Hermann tribe is back there. So I get a chance to see him at the game.
I don't think people here will probably have a sense of what Nebraska volleyball was like when you started there. I guess you led them to 4 NCAA tournaments. You were all Big 8 at the time. It was the Big 8 conference. But from what I understand, this is a sport that not only you helped launch and make popular in the state, but it sold out. I mean, it was the next best thing to football, right?
You know, unbelievable privilege to be a part of the program. We had enormous talent on that team. And you say led, I would say I was privileged to be there because there were so many talented women that are in the program. And my class showed up in 1981, and by 1984, we were in the top 10 in the country, and right after that, they were playing for national titles. And so it was very much a privilege to be a part of a program as it was going from unranked to ranked to playing for titles. We did win our conference championship every year. And I went from not traveling to being on the bench to being a starter. So for me, it was a lot of fun to go from probably the worst player on the team to somebody who was competing and being all conference.
I don't think I ever asked you this. How did you gravitate towards volleyball?
Well, I was a multi-sport athlete like most kids out of Nebraska, probably better at basketball at the time, and more than anything else, in my dream world was to be an Olympic heptathlete. But if you look back in the record books, the kind of heptathletes that were going to the University of Nebraska at the time went on to be Olympians, 1 or 2 of them, and so I was way out of my league trying to do that. So, and then I got introduced to club volleyball, to the club system that kind of runs next to the high school system back in the day. And when I had a chance to play volleyball at that level, I just thought it was the greatest sport a woman could play, and so I never looked back and went all volleyball.
Now, we hear a lot about people who work at different schools that they didn't attend. They root for the paycheck. Is this the first time that you will actively root against your alma mater?
I think it is, which is a pretty, this is my 28th year in college sports, so I'm pretty surprised. I don't think I've ever had to play directly against my alma mater in any sport.
Wow.
So, yeah, which is kind of a miracle after that long of a...
Okay, the question that everybody, well, me particularly, everybody's dying to know. Nebraska corn versus New Jersey corn?
Well, fortunately, I normally eat more than 1 or 2 ears, so I'll do a Jersey corn and a Nebraska corn. But it's tough because I grew up in the cornfields on my grandfather's farm, shucking corn. We would shuck corn the entire day, and he would give me a 50-cent piece, and I felt overpaid.
Well, you got to tell us now. What's the best way to cook corn? Because there's so many different ways that people do it. You've told me on.
Well, I've stolen a recipe
grill?
from a friend from Texas where you pull everything down, take the hair off, slather it with butter, put the shuck back up, tinfoil, throw it on the grill, and just keep rolling it. You literally can't ruin it then, which is key for me in cooking.
Now we're hungry. We will see you next time. I'll be on the Thursday video previewing the Nebraska game, and periodically we're going to bring Julie on to either answer questions or bring you up to date on what's going on with Rutgers athletics. And we'll see you Thursday and then Saturday at Nebraska.